Welcome to a special episode of Idle Talk. I'm Fernando. Today, I am in my recliner. I am with my favorite fleece blanket from Target. $25 blanket on sale for $20 when I copped it. So, steal, I'd say. But we have a special edition of Idle Talk today. It's like Idle Talk, the numbered system that we used to have. Idle Talk number 1, number 2. But this time, I am super fucking comfortable. I'm leaning all the way back as it possibly could. As far as, the mic range would let me. It's the day before the podcast goes live. And if you didn't know, last week's I procrastinated as well. So, today, come hang out with me, chill, lay back, relax, let's just vibe. But first, I need a moment to let you all know about my depression. Over the weekend, tragic events happened. Saying that now and then really, remembering what happened over the weekend. Oh my God, school shootings are still a thing. Sucks, that Oxford community. So actually, let's be serious for a second. Let's stop laughing, Fernando, because I had a joke, but the timing of the world, it's not gonna go over well. Not about that particular situation, but something personal happening to me, because I feel like the world should revolve around me. I am the main character of my story, so fuck off if you don't agree. Okay, seriously, another tragedy. And I remember I saw this tweet, and I was like, Columbine was 25 years ago, and it's mind boggling, whatever, you know what I mean. That we're still going through the same cycle of rinsing and repeating, kind of like these tragic events. So I don't know what it's gonna take to fix that, and I'm sorry to all the people that have been personally affected by many of the tragedies that we've experienced over these last 25 years. My heart and warm wishes and love is sent out to all of y'all. I really don't know what that's like. I do know what it's like, kind of being worried every day. It's something that we have to worry about. It's okay, is my kid gonna get home from school today? I worry that got serious, my voice cracked. I worry about that, but my sister all the time. It sucks being in a whole different state than her. That's my choice. It's my choice. I made that decision, right? So, but it comes with unforeseen consequences. I can't all of a sudden be there in a 20-minute drive at her school as I used to. It would take me 3 hours, 2.5. I'm gonna be breaking all kinds of laws to get back to New York. If there's a possibility of something happening, but it's just one of those things. Something tragic needs to happen for people to make time to do certain things, right? So backtracking off this particular event, let's say somebody in your family gets sick, right? At a moment's notice, you're dropping everything and you're gonna go make some time. You're making time, right? So kind of just be make the time now. That there's nothing bad going on. Make the time now to kind of do those things you're gonna do when the shit hits the fan, and you have to all of a sudden kind of make time for them afterwards. So cherish the people you have in your life. Pretty much cherish them while you have them now, while they're healthy, while they're able to, and love one another, love each other, love strangers, the ones that you're gonna meet who ultimately don't become strangers. Your family members that either grown up with you along the way or you have yet to meet. The world has a lot for us, whether it be family, friends, made family, as I like to call them, friends who become your family, kind of. So yeah, again, just think positively. That's it sounds cheesy, and it sounds that's a cheap answer. Think positively, but if we dwell on the bad stuff, we're ultimately just sulking in our own negativity, and we kind of need to, in order for the world to heal, we need to push out positivity. And that's just my train of thought, and that's just something I work with every day, because I have a lot of negativity. Whenever something annoying happens, I'm oh, fuck that person, or yo, like I have like minimal road rage. Like I never like escalated to a point because I get out my frustration and it's out, it's over. Like nothing has to happen. Like something happens, I'm like, all right, yo, I'll be like, yo, get the fuck out the car right now and fight me, pussy. But then yeah, I'll say it and then I'm done. I'm over it, right? And it's never escalated to the point where I actually, have to have an altercation. But I work on that. I don't know if there's better ways to kind of deal with that. I'll just be like, I'll say it and then once it's out, it's out. It doesn't stay in like, so it doesn't hang around with me. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. So touching that serious topic, just like again, how the media says thoughts and prayers. Like, what else can I say? I can't physically do anything about it. And it just sucks that we're still kind of dealing with these kind of problems that you would think would figure themselves out or de-escalate with more with the more knowledge we have about these kind of situations and why they unfold. But yet, maybe we everybody just needs to start taking a little bit of accountability, a little bit more accountability, like teachers, underfunded programs, things like that. Take more accountability on the fact that you've been neglecting this kind of social, I want to say construct, but I want to say obstruct. Like it's obstructing our society to move forward, like these kind of events. So, and parents, we got a trickle down system too. Like teach your kids compassion, teach your kids love for one another, for strangers, for nature, for animals, things like that. Like, let's look at ourselves for change, because let's remember that we are a role model to somebody, whether we think we are or we think we're not. So again, those are just my takes on the situations. Did not think I was going to talk about that, in a recliner. And if you hear the wind in the background, it is fucking windy. It's been fucking up my Wi-Fi lately. That ties into what I initially wanted to say. So, over the weekend, on Saturday, we're listening to this on Tuesday. So, Saturday, noon. Was it Saturday? It was Saturday. So, Saturday, 12:19 p.m. Noon. 19 past noon. Whatever that fucking, I don't know how time is an illusion for me. But my PlayStation 4 has officially died after I initially bought it in Alfred when I went to undergrad. My hands are just here, so if you see it, video people, they're just vibing. We're here, we're chilling. So my PlayStation 4 died. I bought it when I traded in my original PlayStation 4, my OG PS4. That slanted brick, that monstrosity of a device. But I bought it because there was a blue one that came out, and I don't have it at arm's length, but there was a blue one that came out, and I was like, that's dope. How much is that? $300? How much can I get for my Slim? For my PS4 regular? They're like, oh, you could get $200 for it. I was like, I could trade this in, get the credit, right, which brought it up to $220, right, and then I only had to pay $80 for my PS4, my new PS4. Who wouldn't do that? Like, that's 80 beans right there, just cha-ching, done. So I bought it. It was a special edition, 25th anniversary edition, I believe. It was a blue PlayStation 4 Slim, and tragedy struck on Thursday. On Thursday, I want to say, of the week that just passed. And I thought, oh, cool, update. Let's see what we got to update. Wouldn't let me update it. So I go, I'm going to tell you the story, the Rick roll of it. So I go update it. Doesn't work. Weird. Whatever. I'll update it when I get back home. Cool. Went to work. Came back. Did my shit. Tried to update it because I'm trying to play with the boys. The boys are like, yo, we about to play right now. I was like, word, say less. I'm about to update my shit. It wasn't updated earlier, but I'll update it right now, right? Meanwhile, the new Rainbow Six Siege season / Battle Pass has come out, and I said to my boys, it came out on Tuesday. I was like, nah, we're buying the Battle Pass at the end of the season when we already did it all, right? When we accomplished everything. And, got all of our perks, our free perks. Now we just need to get the paid shit, right? That's what we did last season, right? We got into it, did the battle pass, completed it. Even though we got into it late, I got 169 tiers. I'm not bragging, but I kept it that way because I wanted to. So it's me, and my boy Christian. If you don't know who that is, IGTV videos talking about their birthdays. Watch that. You'll get some backstory there. Get some lore, as I want to say. So we fucking bought the battle pass. Christian's like, say I'm pussy and I won't buy the battle pass. And I was like, you pussy. He's like, you know what? I'm going to buy the battle pass. I was like, say less. Guess what my dumbass fucking did? First, my dumbass bought 2 new elite skins, right? Vigil, Legion. Elite skins, they're cosmetics in the game that cost $10, $15, right? Per cosmetic, right? And at this point, I already had Myra, Valkyrie, Hibana. So I think I've had 3 elite skins at this point. And then I buy Vigil and fucking Legion. So now I have 5 elite skins at this point on my account. That means I probably spent more than $60 plus the initial $60 I paid, right? So we're in like year 6 now, right? So it's been a bit since I first bought this game, right? So in its lifetime, I probably spent like $150 on this game, right? Then I just have to flush away because now my PlayStation 4 is dead. It's gone. I took it on Friday, all day Friday, driving around, right? Driving around fucking Baltimore City, going to another city, trying to get my shit looked at, trying to get my shit fixed. Because I did what all geniuses do, and I Google what's fucked up with my PlayStation 4. And it said, hey, the possibility of your ribbon cable being damaged, it's that's what the error code is saying. And I go, let me fucking open up my let me open up my PS4. And I do, successfully, because I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, I know how to do those kind of things sometimes. Don't quote me on that. So I do that, open it. I'm like, this is mad dusty and dirty. So I clean it out, vacuum up the remains. And I say remains because it was I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be mad vulnerable with y'all. My old apartment building has a cockroach infestation. Like, they're down bad there. They're really down bad. So glad I'm out of there. Glad my mom and sister are out of there finally. So I get rid of some bodies. I just dump them out on my floor, vacuum that bitch up, and call it a day. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I look at my ribbon cables. I'm like, nah, they're pretty good. Like they're not even disconnected. They're not bent or broken. Like, I don't know what the fuck the PlayStation is talking about, right? God damn, that wind is so loud. I hope you could hear it. If you can't, then I'm just talking shit about the wind for nothing. I'm in You Break, I Fix It here in Baltimore, about 5 minutes away from where I live, right? Wouldn't you just love that the story ends here? I take it there, I get it looked at, gets fixed, end of story, right? You're fucking wrong. You'd be a goddamn liar if you thought that was the truth. But I go there, it's the closest one to me. The closest one, man. And I go, and they're like, yo, we're backed up, understaffed. There's no way we can fix your shit. And I'm like, all right, real talk. It says my ribbon cable is messed up, but I have a hunch. I have not seen my Madden 19 CD in so long. I have a hunch. We had some guests a few weeks ago, and I have a hunch they try to put in the CD in the PlayStation, and it might have gone in wrong. There's a screw underneath the PS4. I don't have the screwdriver for it. Do you mind just, manually ejecting that screw? Because that's what that screw does. It manually ejects your discs. And I go, can you do that for me, please? And he's like, yeah, sure. Give me a second. Goes to the back. He checks my Madden 19 CD. And I'm like, yo, was it in the wrong way? Like, could it be that? Could my disk drive be a little bit messed up? And then it's like, it's messing with the systems or whatever. And he's like, nah, it was in right. It just was, I don't know. It wasn't coming out for you, I guess. I was like, oh, weird. Anywho, the guy recommends one about, I won't lie to you, I was down bad. About 15 miles away, 30-minute drive, right? So I go, this place called Towson. I go to the youre iFixit there. Guy's like, yo, we could run you a free diagnostic. All you got to do is bring it in by 2. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm fucking lying. I was like, yeah, I could be there by 2. No, I could not have been there by 2. First of all, he's like, do you have the cables? I was like, nah, I could go back and get them, though. It's not a problem, right? I call him around 11:30. I was like, he's like, 2? Does that work for you? I was like, yeah, sure. Did not work for me. So I was working, and I had my last, job at I started at 1:15. It's like a 45-minute job, and then it was like, I gotta be in Towson now. Peace. But it was funny because the guy emailed me a confirmation about my appointment, and it said 2:30 a.m. And so I was like, all right, saved. 30-minute drive. I'll get there just in time. Did not get there on time. Got there at 2:45. Anyway, they call me. They're like, hey, just reminding you have an appointment. I was like, yeah, I'm literally pulling in the parking lot right now. There's a little bit of traffic. I'm so sorry. I appreciate your patience. I want my shit looked at, so I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be cool. And she's like, oh, no worries. We'll see you right now. Ha, ha, ha. I was like, hey, hey, hey. Like, oh, man, you guys are so cool. And go in there. Guy goes, listen, we got a free diagnostic program right now. It might take 24 hours, but we'll call you. Right? That's it. Boom. I'm a fucking liar. This was Thursday. No. Yes, this was Thursday. My shit died on Wednesday. So Thursday, I'm getting it looked at, right? He goes, I'm in the gym on Friday. That's where I get the call. I'm in the gym on Friday. I'm like, I should call my grandma. But first, let me call youre iFixit. He's like, yo, real talk. We ran the diagnostics. Your ribbon cables were good. I even unplugged them, plugged them back in. I even read blah, blah, blah. Technology talk. At that point, he was just saying shit. And I'm just like, all right, bro, is it fixed? Wasn't fixed. So he goes like, I recommend, trying to get a new hard drive. It might solve the problem. Da, da, da. So I go out. Oh, shit, I got the box right here. And I get, wait, before I even show you. And I'll go, all right, play the scenario out with me right here real quick. If I get a hard drive and it doesn't work, let's just say it doesn't work. It doesn't fix the problem. What could be the problem? Are you just saying my shit just doesn't want to work no more? I didn't say my shit. I'm just saying my PS4 doesn't want to work no more. He's like, honestly, everything looks like it's in working condition, very decent condition. I think he said decent considering that the PlayStation 4 has been out so long. This particular version has been out a few years already, so it's like, it's all in working condition. Like if I were to strip all these parts down and sell them individually, I could. I'm like, all right, good, that's good to hear. But he's like, I would just say replace the hard drive and just see if that works. I just it's a Toshiba hard drive. They're not known to be the best hard drive, so you might just need a new one. And so I'm like, all right. So I go order this bitch, this Samsung 870 EVO 1 terabyte SSD. It's a 2.5 inch internal hard SSD. So I get that. I go to youre iFixit on Saturday, right? In the morning between my jobs, right? I go in the morning, bring him that hard drive. I'm like, yo, I got the hard drive. He's like, yo, real talk. If I install this hard drive and it doesn't work, I'm going to charge you $50. If it does work, I'm going to still charge you $50. And I was like, just give me my shit back. Give me my PS4 back. I'll do it myself, right? And I did. I opened it. I unplugged it, put a new hard drive, had to go into safe mode, install the update through a fucking USB. Do you know how hard it was to fucking find a USB? I don't remember the last time I needed a USB. So I get the update onto the USB, plug it in. Doesn't fucking work at all. At all. So at 12:19 p.m. on Saturday, I that was the time. I called it. Time of death, 12:19 p.m. Officially, my era on PlayStation has ended. And with that, moving forward, I guess I'm a PC player now. It's always been in the cards. I would always want a PlayStation by my side for the exclusives. I like the exclusives, and mainly game on my laptop and futurely on a desktop that I hope to build one day with my bare hands. Um, so that escalated those plans fairly quickly. I'm gonna make it work somehow, some way. I don't want to replace my PS4. I'm gonna make it a background prop. It's a very nice looking PlayStation. And I'll tell you that much. But moving forward, I'm gonna be gaming and streaming and podcast recording all from a desktop currently in my laptop. And so we're just gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see how we transition to that. I've already bought that same game that I was just complaining about spending that much money on my computer. It's on there already, and I'm playing on this mouse and keyboard. And remember the last time I talked about a mouse and keyboard, I was like, I want to go back to the basics. I want to just see how it is. Just use things everyday people use. And so I'm using this keyboard for my visual people, and then this mouse, a wireless mouse and wireless keyboard. So I'm not having the greatest time, right? But we're doing it. We're learning. It feels like I'm a little kid again, and I'm getting something brand new, but I'm not getting the best things yet because I'm still fucking like a little kid. So we're getting there. We're doing this. We gotta be brave, guys. We gotta be bold. And I guess this whole episode, I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because I'm fucking sad. I'm like that. I lost my shit. If you think about it, all the time you spent on it, like if you're a gamer with your boys, your girls, your they thems, just hanging out, playing games. And then it was dope. It was a dope looking ass PS4. I'm not gonna hold you. That shit was fire. So fire. And now it's just gonna be a prop. Which I don't know how to feel about that. God damn, that wind is so crazy. I'm sorry, I keep talking about that. But we're out here. We're live. We're gonna move forward. I feel like I could talk here all fucking day. I'm just so comfortable and like warm because fun fact, I'm currently in a climate war with my housemate. So the way this house is structured, it's 4 floors. Bottom 2 floors share a HVAC system. If you don't know, that's heating, ventilation, AC, some shit like that. And then the next 2 floors share the same system. So we're battling. She's like, for utilities, she gets charged based on how much she uses, right? And the max she get charged a certain number. And then so me and Maligo are like, oh, that's the max you get charged? They're like, yeah. I'm like, bro, we pay that every month no matter how much we use. Like that's our cap, just there every time. Doesn't matter if we don't use it or we do use it, right? That's just our number. Bang. And so it's like interesting how the rent is kind of structured and stuff like that. So we're in a battle. I go to her. I'm like, hey, let me know when you want me to turn on the heat because the shit is in my room. It's over there. The TV's in the background right here. Also part of the PS4 story, I had to move the TV because like I didn't need it no more. Like my monitor and my laptop are right there. So bada bing, bada boom. So back over there, thermostat. I was like, let me know when you want me to turn on the heat because I could go all winter without turning it on, right? As a joke, I said that. I said it's fucking cold. Okay, I'm whispering. I don't want her to hear me. But I said it as a joke mostly. And then she replies back firmly, doubles down on what I just said. She goes, yeah, me too. Let's see who doesn't need to turn it on first. I'm like, I know you're not challenging me right now. I used to live in fucking Alfred. You're from sunny fucking California. There's no way you're gonna beat me. Even though she lived in New Jersey before. Like, she's from New Jersey, I think. But I'm like, you came from California. You're not gonna beat me. I used to live in fucking Alfred. When I used to have a basement room. And I would go, and I would see my fucking breath like I was outside or something. So, we're in a battle right now. We're battling, like a rap battle, but like in our rooms separately. So this is why I have all these blankets. And also, speaking about my blanket and Target, I bought some towels from Target. If you're poor and you don't know what that is, that's Target. But I just said fancy. I'm just kidding about the poor part. That's just, I'm just trying to pretend I'm better than you because I say it differently. But I bought these bath sheets. They're towels, but they're like longer and wider. And I would watch movies and the girl comes out with a towel wrapped around her body. I'm like, I wonder why. Like, why do you do that, right? And when I was a little kid, I used to think, like, why? Why don't you just wear like a cape like me? Not knowing what I know now about decency and living with other people. So now I got this bath sheet. And now I'll walk out of the shower looking like those women from the movies when they have it all wrapped around like their legs and their top and stuff. And I'm just like, this is the way to come out of the shower. It's like you're warm and you just got to go from your bathroom to your room and that's it. You're chilling, you're vibing. And so that's how I've been wrapping my towel lately. And I got the bath sheets because they're just longer and softer. And so I guys, hear me out. Let me hold you down real quick. This is my fucking sheet. My bath sheet right here. Just look. I got different colors too, but just look how fucking long this is. I'm going to hold it behind my head, if you can see. But that's pretty fucking big. And it's thick and it's warm. And like, definitely get the colors because it's like, get compliments. Like, hey, you have towels, colored towels. You don't just have a black or a blue towel. You have a fucking mandarin fucking tower. Mandarin, is that even the fucking fruit? No, mandarin is the language, right? Tamarind? No, that's a different fruit. Anyway, some kind of orange. You got some kind of orange towel? That's cool. That's different. Not many people have that. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? I'm fucking unique. Tell me about it. Like, that's on purpose. All right, that's a conversation starter. And I'll leave it out right here so you can see it. Damn. Okay. That was a little bit of a, we're chilling. This is idle talk in its essence, what I want it to be. Eventually, I want to get a big ass set, comfy ass fucking chairs. Mics, but like on the top, like boom mics, kind of. That's what I'm envisioning right now. Same background. Not this background, but like the background like I'm looking at, because the ones that you guys usually see the brick, but this time I'm looking at the brick. You get to see the ugly side of the room, the fucking where all my bullshit is. My mess, if you can see the mess. I don't think you can. With my PS4 dying, it has opened up a lot of space, and with a lot of space means I get to work around not having as much things in places that I've had them before. So my desk used to be cluttered as fuck because I had a big ass TV right in front of me, and it took up a lot of space, and so it was easy to kind of get lost in the sauce there, like have just unnecessary like this shit right here. This box, I won't ever need this box ever again. I don't know why it was on the table, so I'm just gonna throw it back there and then pick it up when I sweep all this shit into a trash bag. But also, let me hold myself accountable. I need to clean my room. I need to finish sweeping. So, guys, if you're hearing this, at some point, I have to sweep my room. So, that's what I'm going to do. And my tone is getting lower. I'm actually kind of like just sinking into the chair. I'm vibing with you. Hopefully, you're vibing with me. Hopefully, you're just chilling. I want you to be chilling when you listen to this episode. Like, I'm going to put in the description, do not listen to this episode unless you're chilling. Because, I want you to vibe with me. I just want you to sit back, listen to me, be sad for like the first half of this episode about my PlayStation and about being serious about certain issues. But also, like, hang out with me. On the agenda, we're going to have Fabrian back on the show soon. We're going to have dear friend of the show, Selena's on. Somebody commented on the Instagram reel I did about the women orgasm, and they said I should have a full-blown episode about it. So I text Selena's. She dubs me the whole day. I subtweet her on Twitter. She replies back. So if that's how you want to get somebody reply to you and they dub you all day, just subtweet them on Twitter, and then they'll reply back. Because I know she'd be reading my shit. So that's why I did that. That was funny. That would have been embarrassing if that didn't work out. I would have been so embarrassed, but it did. So I'm gonna have Selena's on the show eventually. We're gonna see. I don't know. Selena's, listen to this. Where are we gonna shoot? Like, think of me in New York as a homeless man with my computer and my microphone. So where are we gonna set up? We got to figure that out. I might bring her to Baltimore, but that's a lot of work. Oh man, I don't know, but we'll have Selena's on the show pretty soon. And if you're listening to this some point in 2022, you want to link up, you want to do an episode about whatever the fuck you want, let me know, because I kind of want this to be like no copyright infringement to The Rock, but I want it to be the people's podcast. I want people to be able to come on here and then just have a conversation with me, and it'd be interesting to people. And I don't think I've had a conversation on this show yet that was not interesting in any shape or form. So I want to get more people on. 2022, I want to, as my schedule stabilizes and I get a concrete set schedule, I'm gonna do that more. Got a lot of artists that I know that like literally painting or like music that I would love to have on the show. I'm also going to watch Spider-Man. That comes out December 16th, right? So I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm not going to watch it day one release. I haven't bought the tickets yet. I'm hoping I get to buy it in the weekend. I'm home and I get to see my mom and my sister and we get to just watch it together. That's my plan. That's what I want to do. So fingers crossed for me, guys. Alamo Draft House, Yonkers. Don't let nobody buy tickets on Sunday, okay? Please. Like, I get paid on Wednesday. So what's up? Let's talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all, okay? Okay. Love you. Just kidding. But I love you. Alamo Draft House. What else? Okay. Let's transition, right? Spotify Wrapped came out. I don't think it tells the whole story. So, shout out to Simpin' After Dark for being my most listened to podcast on Spotify. But I'm a true fan, guys. I listen to anybody that's been on my show, Becoming a Sunflower, hosted by Jezebel. Listen to her podcast a lot on Apple Podcasts, right? The only time I listen to that podcast on Spotify is when I want to share it to my story. I can't share it from the Apple Podcasts app. So I have to go on Spotify, click it for like a second, share it, get the fuck back to where I was in like the Apple Podcast section, right? So I'll be like halfway through listening. Let's say I'm on the treadmill, because most of the time I listen to my friend's shows. Or it's on the treadmill, and I'm like, I'm vibing, I'm going with it, and I'm like, oh, that was interesting. Spotify, share, stories, exit, Apple Podcasts. So I'm pretty sure Spotify just thinks like he doesn't really listen to this show, so it didn't count that. Mash Me Podcast isn't really on any other platform besides Apple Podcasts. So, I went to try to share it one time on Spotify, and they didn't even have their latest episodes up. But they just had one about Epstein's ex-wife, or some shit like that. I don't know. I was kind of high listening to that. But it was trippy. It was funny as fuck. Go check their latest podcast episode out, please. It is honestly so funny, especially if you are not sober. So go check them out. But Spotify also tried to play me, and it was like, yo, do you know yourself? It was like something, and then the last one was like, you listen to Idle Talk the most out of any other podcast out there. Which one is the lie? I'm like, clearly it's the Idle Talk one, because I'll be honest with you guys, I'll listen to it. I have to listen to it when I edit the video. I have to listen to it when I, refine the audio, and then I have to listen to it a third time when I have to stream it. Like, I don't like listening to myself that many times talking about the same exact things over and over and over. So I don't stream my podcasts at all. If anything, I'll stream it overnight. Like, I'll set my phone to scary YouTube videos, and then I'll put my iPad lower down to like 1%, and then just play the Idle Talk episode. And that's what I'll do. And that's, that's just to get me the play, I guess. But also, Spotify Wrapped for podcasters. Holy shit, 12 countries? Who the fuck is listening to me in another country besides America and Mexico? Like, shout out to all of you, France. Remember I had that one person in Spain? And I got a couple people in Sweden. You know, I would love to go to Sweden. Again, yo, Sweden girl, hit me up, please. Like, I'm trying to go to Sweden. Like, I'm sorry you scared me because you were like, you're kind of crazy. And then you said you wanted to watch a Midsommar with me. And a quick synopsis for Midsommar. I watched it with my sister, and Christian tells me that's the first mistake I made, and it's true. I don't think my sister needed to watch that movie ever in her fucking life. It wasn't, that scary. It was more like, I'm fucked up after watching this. It's like this girl experiences some trauma. I'm not gonna explain to you the trauma because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about her trauma. That's her story, and that's her story she'll tell in the movie. But she experiences some trauma. She's dealing with it with a boo, and the boo's been wanting to break up with her for however long. And he's like, I just can't break up with her now. Like, look what just happened. And so, like, that's that dilemma throughout the whole, like, underlying part of the movie. And then they go to Sweden, and they're doing some kind of festival, and it just gets fucked up from there. And so she's like, oh, I want to go on a date and make you watch Midsommar. And I was like, oh, I like horror movies. That's cool, because I'm quirky. No, what the fuck? What did you want me to get out of that movie, Sweden girl? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Like, what did you want me to get out of? What did you think I was going to like about it? Especially that I'm in a whole other fucking country by myself with some girl that just wanted me to watch Midsommar. Like, you're fucking out of your mind. But anyway, hit me up, please. I want to go to Sweden now. It's been a while. But I'm just shit talking. What do I title this episode? Shit talking with Fernando? Nah. I'm just going to be like, I'm a title like a Friends podcast, like a Friends episode, like the one we're in a recliner. That's what I'll call it. Some bullshit like that. But let me edit this. Let me do my little clips, my social media stuff. And thank you for listening. It's a long one. Again, it's a longer one. But I told you it'll be longer if I'm comfortable. Like if I'm sitting in that uncomfortable ass bar stool. But it's the appropriate height for my table, I'll say. I think that's my fault. I should have got a smaller table. But that was Idle Talk this week. Thank you for vibing. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Thank you if you're chilling. Thank you for chilling with me because I'm chilling. And I think I've moved my position. I think I was like more to like the right, or your left. I don't know. But thank you for listening. I'm Fernando. And if you haven't already, subscribe on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. You just follow us on Spotify. Just follow us. Download the episode. Helps out a lot. Download it. Listen to it. Wait a couple days. Listen to it again. Trust me, it works. That's the algorithm. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Idle Talk Pod with an O instead of a 0, like on Twitter at Idle Talk Pod with a 0. So that was this week's Idle Talk. I'm Fernando. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.